Hello, this is Jim, and I'm on to the next episode of Nerf or Buff, and we're continuing through the aspects. So we're on to the Howling Banshees. Obviously, again, already done a little video on these, but let's see if they've been nerfed or buffed. I'm not going to tell you if you want to take them, because synergy is important, but I'm going to tell you now that you don't want to take them. But has their poor old edition got any better? Okay. Let's start by looking at the stat lines. It's the same. Again, point for point, it's exactly the same. Which means you still have the very weird problem of the fact they have appallingly low strength and appallingly low toughness. Yes, this is a huge issue. As if you don't obliterate the entire enemy squad, winning Marines on 5s, you are really struggling in the next round of combat. That's the first initial problem. Okay, their Shark Official's got Bladestorm. So you have more ability to take out your opponent's units before you get in there. But that can mean your charge distance is longer, and that can pose huge problems. Okay, you've then got the Power Sword. Power Sword's a Power Sword. It's good here they've used to say Power Weapon, it's now sort of definitely a Power Sword. Because a lot of people just power axes around, and it was FAQ to be quite a powerful little power axe. So you saw a lot of Banshee power axes for quite a while. But now it's Power Sword, so there's no pulling the trick on that one. Or of course, like, a Power Fist of Banshee's love. We don't care if we're going to hit last, we're actually going to do some bloody damage. Then of course they've got the Banshee Mask. Now, this is an interesting piece of equipment, as it is the signature of the Howling Banshees. And it is a piece of equipment I expected to be how they made them playable again. And it is sadly where I'm wrong. I'm just finding the old book. Howling Banshees, where the heck are you now, Banshees? There. Right. So the old mask, you see in the first round of combat, they're going at initiative 10, regardless of negative initiative conferred by cover or grenades, which means the Banshees went first. Okay, it now has a very different ability that sadly is not quite as useful, and it's just given a huge nerf to them. Right, it now takes away 5 initiative in the first round of combat to 1. Okay, they're still going to go first against anyone but initiative 10 people, but no, they can't charge into cover, and they're still going to go last to grenades. That just seems mad to me, that you'd nerf the mask when it was not overpowered. To play Banshees, they have to hit first. I mean, getting there is the big enough challenge. And the opponent see Banshees and just go, right, let's hop into the woods. Okay, we've negated the Banshees now. I think it's verging on stupid. So yeah, that is just a huge, huge nerf. Right, so that's all their war gear. Okay, special rules. They have battle focus, helps them get on the board a bit, but they can't run an assault, so probably the least useful unit. And ancient do, rubbish. Not rubbish, I like it for fluff, but just it's not going to affect the Banshee's performance. Okay, they get acrobatic now for free, so they don't get an additional roll. They run an additional 3 inches. Cool. I mean, by hopping in and out of cover, it could be quite nice. Jump from cover to cover with your fleet of foot, just fleet actually, and battle focus, perhaps. If you're trying to run a huge Banshee, like just footless, just trying to hop from cover to cover, but you know, a 1 on the D6 and the whole unit is dead. But yeah, that's certainly a buff. I do like it, don't get me wrong, it's just, I don't like it enough, I think, to get rid of the mask. Okay, they still haven't been given plasma grenades, which literally does mean you can just sit in cover and you kill them off. But that's a shame, they didn't have plasma grenades before. So overall so far the war gear has got a slight nerf, but the specials have got a slight buff. Okay. They are 15 points, used to be 16. It's the 1 point thing again. Minimal difference, if any. I would say it'll give you the points eventually, but you very rarely see Banshees in large hordes of Banshees because of how unsurvivable they are. Okay. You can do the X-Arch for 10 points. Same thing as before, but it used to be 12 points. So slightly cheaper for the X-Arch. Okay, they can now get the Executioner. They can. I don't think they get Mirror Swords anymore. Oh yeah, they can. Right, they can change Power Sword for Tricycle, or I'd never know that, or Executioner for 5 and 10 points. That's exactly the same as it used to be. Still quite good pieces of weaponry. I still like them both. I still think if you're going to do a Banshee squad, I still think you need the X-Arch, you need to put the equipment on them, because they're the pieces of war gear that are really going to actually do the damage, and they're the piece of war gear the opponent might actually have to fear. The Executioner is actually incredibly useful. It's plus strength plus 2 AP2, melee two-handed, so you'll be losing most attack, but you get 3 on the charge. That's quite good. Tragically, no, I don't dislike it because I can't pronounce it. It's just never really appealed to me when there's some better things in there. Basically, it's a piece of weaponry that you can throw, but only at 12 inches, and it's strength 3, and then when you're assault, you're at strength 3, and it's only AP 3. So if you can do it, do use the Executioner. So basically a bit similar to before, slight nerf on the tricycle. I can't say, I'm never going to say this word again. And a slight buff to the Executioner. So take the Executioner. And also you can have your Mirror Swords. Mirror Swords used to be absolutely fantastic pieces of equipment. Now I think they're still quite good. I haven't really looked much at Mirror Swords actually. So we'll have a quick look at what Mirror Swords do now. Mirror Swords. Mirror Swords, Mirror Swords, Mirror Swords. What on earth are they? Aha! Okay, no, huge enough. You get in the additional attack, so I suppose you get quite a few attacks on the charge, but there's Mastercrafted, AP3 Strength User. You need the Executioner because the Strength of Banshee is too low. Right, so let's see. The X-Arch can get Fear, Disarming Grace, Shield of Grace. No, Disarming Strike, good. Like Disarming Strike, take that. Shield of Grace, poor probably for the unit. And Fear, situational. Perhaps to get them hitting on a 5, you can make the Banshee unit bigger. Maybe 5 points is a bit of a steal. I don't mind that, but still a huge nerf what you used to get. You used to get War Shout, which is Fear, at 5, and Acrobatic, which is Counter Attack. They so badly need counter attack and their old masks back. Huge nerf losing counter attack, because the guaranteeing 3 attacks is what makes these guys useful. You swarm with attacks, and that's it. Okay, they can't get out of a vehicle and charge like they couldn't used to. Okay, let's just have a quick chat about nerfs and buffs. Buffs, there is very few. The Executioner is better. They've got acrobatics, so they can jump cover to cover, but they probably still need a wave serpent that they can't sort out of anyway. And their guns have got blaze storm with battle focus, but nerfs are huge. You can't pull the axe trick anymore. The Banshee mask is hugely useless. No plasma grenade still, so you still can't run into cover. And now if your opponent gets in cover, the unit is dead. No counter attack anymore, and Mirror Swords probably quite on what they used to be. Overall, I'm calling Howling Banshees a huge nerf. They were bad before. They're still bad in my opinion. They're probably, I think they're worse. Howling Banshees. I haven't actually used any, so I might be missing something. Comments below, tell me, have you used Banshees? Have you used them? Have they got better this edition? This is Warren Walton. I am out.